Welcome back to the Comical Ball. I am your host, Bryant Cook, and today we're playing Legacy Doomsday. This is actually Max Carini's list. You might know Max better as Wonder Pro. And right after the banning of Expressive Iteration, I tweeted out, I think Doomsday is about to become the best deck in Legacy. I actually still believe that. It's only been, a week or so at the time of this recording, but I do think that Doomsday a month from now is going to be the top dog. Once the meta settles, I think Doomsday had its a tough matchup for the average Doomsday pilot weakened significantly, and Mono White Initiative is pretty much non-existent now. There are some Gruul Initiative lists running around, but those aren't quite the same thing. They're not as prison-based. So I think Doomsday is where you want to be. No, I'm going to play this tonight. I'm not actually very good at playing Doomsday, so there's going to be a bunch of mistakes probably. And by probably, I mean definitely. So I'm going to play to the best of my ability, but I'm no Doomsday expert. If you're interested in watching an expert, go watch Kai Sawatari, Max Carini, Ethan Formulacea. You may know Ethan better as Monkeys Can't Cry. Those are three spectacular players and pilots, better people too. They're all fantastic. So go check out those individuals. But for now, I'm just going to play this list. This is Max's list. Max is, arguably the best Doomsday player I know. He's very, very good. And there's some interesting choices here. So I'm going to cover some of those today. But if you're looking for an in-depth breakdown, there's like the Doomsday wiki that you can go check out and a bunch of other things as well. But for the most part, this list is somewhat stock. Max has a few unique choices, and we're going to cover those. So a lot of lists recently have cut ideas inbound and deep analysis, and they're just running a single consider. Well, Max is going back to ideas inbound. I was talking to Max about it over a Discord call, and basically the idea is that Chalice of the Void is coming back into the meta with Initiative leaving, and I mean, those prison decks are playing Chalice again. That's kind of the point here. And having a consider in your deck meant that all of your draw spells cost 1, so it takes you longer to get through the pile versus those aggressive strategies. Ideas costing 2 changes that, allows you to win a little bit quicker. It also allows for better Lion's Eye Diamond piles, which I think is pretty interesting. So this is a card that a lot of people viewed as a crutch, even though I never thought it was. But I need that crutch if I'm going to be playing Doomsday. I am not as good as those 3 players I discussed, so I like having this card in my deck. 1 days. This seems so random. Why would you play a random singleton days? Well, when you think about Doomsday as a deck, Doomsday is a tutor. It's a 5-card tutor. When you have Brainstorm in your deck, you can create piles with days when your opponent's tapped out, and this is just as good as a Pact of Negation. Okay, well that makes a little bit more sense, right? Okay. Well, if that's the case, then you understand the singleton grief as well, because there might be games where you have an extra Doomsday or Cabal Ritual in your hand, but your pile needs a protection spell. That grief acts as that while being able to hit creatures, whatever. So unlike Duress, grief, it has a unique role in the deck. So those are 2 things that are covered there. Since the last time I played Doomsday, we've gone down to 2 copies of Street Wraith, 2 Edge of Autumn. I won't lie to you, I'm a big fan of 4 Street Wraith, 2 Edge of Autumn, but it's not my list. This is Max's list. I like being able to turbo through the deck. They're playing 16 lands. I usually play 15, so that's one of the slots. And, it is what it is. But the deck list is pretty close. I'm very glad to see Preordain gone. That is a card I've never been a fan of. I've always thought Preordain is super stinky post-London Mulligan. I think pre-London Mulligan, it had a place in combo decks and Legacy, but now there's this balance between speed and consistency that is covered with a game function, which is mulliganing, where before you were really punished for taking mulligans, and now with the London Mulligan, you can sculpt better hands. So I'm a big fan of not playing cards like Preordain, because you can just mulligan and get something better without wasting an entire turn. In this sideboard, we have Vision Charm. This one might seem a little bit weird, so it has 3 modes. And if you watch my Pauper content, you might already know this. So mill 4 cards. Okay, probably not super useful here, except it is. Against Narset decks, you can mill yourself for 4 and then play your Thassa's Oracle, and you don't need to draw through your pile. Okay, that's pretty cool, but is it really worth the sideboard slot, right? Okay. Well, the next mode is choose a basic land type. They all change until end of turn. So against a blue deck, you could change Island to Mountain. Okay. Or you could change Mountain to Swamp. and then they can't Pyroblast you. So Vision Charm is actually a protection spell as well if you know how to use it. And then the third mode, target artifact phases out. Well, if they happen to have something like Torpor Orb, whoosh, gone. So Vision Charm, all three modes, very, very relevant. Okay. Force of Negation, 4 of those has been stock in the sideboard for a long time. Doomsday has always had the philosophy, I'll say, of, okay, I'm just going to counter whatever you try to play instead of answering it. And I actually really like that. It works in a shell like Doomsday. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in Storm Combo. But here's the other thing about Doomsday. It's not Storm Combo. They don't need to play a ton of cards in one turn. Yeah, it's nice when they can, but they don't need to. So Doomsday is able to beat, resolve, Deafening Silence, Trinisphere, whatever, unlike Storm Combo. So you don't necessarily need to answer everything if it does slip through the cracks. In the sideboard, we have 2 copies of Leyline of the Void. I'd like to see more, but when you have 4 Force of Negation, 4 Force of Will, wherever it is in our deck, you don't actually need that much more combo hate, so 2 actually kind of makes sense. And then I'm probably covering it up with my fat body. Wrong way. 3 copies of Shield Red in the sideboard. That is primarily for your Delver matchups. Okay, well, I've been rambling on long enough. Let's go to round number 1. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, suggestions, whatever, put those down below, but I'm not an expert. I'll do my best. I'm sure there will be Doomsday experts commenting down below as well. Maybe they'll be able to answer your questions, but we'll see how it goes tonight, really. This is going to be an experiment. I'll see you in the first match. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Alright, time for the first match. We are on the play versus Cookie Kid. Battle of the Cookies or something like that. Alright, so this hand seems pretty reasonable. I will keep this. And they've had a mulligan to 5. Well, nothing like a mulligan to 5 plus Thoughtseize. Force of Will, Ponder, Preordain, sure. Force of Will down. The Ponder and Preordain. Preordain usually goes in unfair decks. They play the Flooded Strand. Basic Island into Ponder. Okay. Ponder is on the stack. They do not shuffle. Okay. Another Polluted Delta. Let's brainstorm. Keeping the Street Wraith to draw into our Doomsday pile, and here it is. Wow. Okay. So I think the play here is to put back the Ponder. And this is going to seem a little aggressive. I'm going to put Doomsday on the stack here. And we're going to build a pile that has Force of Will on top. And if the Doomsday gets forced, we do have this Personal Tutor. Okay, so this should be pretty simple. We need a Force of Will, Ideas Unbound, Cavern of Souls, Thassa's Oracle, and I don't know, a Daze, I guess? We will click Done. Okay, so Daze will go on the bottom. Cavern of Souls underneath that. Thassa's Oracle, Ideas Unbound, Force of Will. And now we'll pass the turn. They play the Scalding Tarn. They immediately fetch. And Preordain. Okay, so I'm getting Show and Tell vibes right now. 2 on the bottom. Alright, so we're about to draw 2 4 cards in deck. We will... Oh no! I messed up. That Daze needed to be a Lotus Petal. I messed up. I can't win right now. That's awkward. We have to pass. This is what happens when you don't play Doomsday. Right here. I'm sure a bunch of Doomsday players right now are just like, Brian is so bad, and you would be right. You would be right. Okay. We're going to draw the Ideas Unbound and pass. So Oracle is our next card. If they play Show and Tell, I can cycle and put the Oracle into play. And if they don't, next turn I can cycle the Street Wraith and draw into the Cavern of Souls. That's an intuition. Okay, they now have a show and tell in hand. Mystic Sanctuary. For Ponder? Okay. We will cycle Street Wraith, like I mentioned. Show and tell can resolve. Oracle winning the game on the stack. Hey, you can be bad like me and still win games. Okay. Let's slide this up a little bit. Definitely want Duress. Flusta. Mystical Dispute. Force of Negation. I don't know how much I actually like Shieldred in the matchup. I feel like it's kind of a trap. Alright, so we're at 68 cards. It's a lot. So this is not really a speed-based matchup, and I know that Max in a lot of these matchups tends to view Doomsday as the control side of the matchup. So you can board out things like Cabal Ritual, for example, because you're really just trying to control our opponent. You could definitely board down a land. So we'll board down the basic island, because that doesn't help cast Doomsday anyway. That's 65. Probably board down a couple copies of Lotus Petal as well. That's 63. I'm sure I'm about to make a couple people very angry. I'm going to board out 2 copies of Personal Tutor and then 1 Edge of Autumn. We'll try this out. I mean, if we had a land, this hand would be bananas. Unfortunately, we don't. It's going to be a mulligan. Nope. Going to 5. I guess so. Get rid of a Dark Ritual and Ideas Inbound? Or get rid of both rituals. I think that's probably the play. Ponder. Okay, we draw Oracle. Not ideal here. Play a Verdant Catacombs and pass. I'm not going to Personal Tutor for Doomsday yet. It just doesn't make sense. City of Traders. Swamp. Okay. May I Personal Tutor? I imagine the answer is yes. Doomsday on top. Pass the turn. That's an intuition. You may have Show and Tell. They cast Show and Tell with 6 cards in hand. I imagine they have backup here. No? Really? Play Doomsday? Alright, so... Cavern. Edge of Autumn. Another Oracle. Street Wraith, Street Wraith. But the Oracle on the bottom, Cavern underneath that, and then the pair of Street Wraiths on top. You're not going to let me win this. Come on. You didn't keep a 7-card hand to lose to a single Force of Negation. Our opponent taps both their lands for a main phase Cunning Wish. Is this for a Surgical on our Doomsday just to shuffle our deck? They do in fact grab Surgical. And they Surgical the Doomsday. Alright then. We'll take a draw. Cycle down to 6. The other Oracle. Awkward. We will pass. Was I supposed to play an Oracle there? Because if they Show and Tell, now I can't win. They're passing. Alright, we'll name Merfolk. Blue, blue. Play Thassa's Oracle with a Merfolk mana. You have Dress Down. Sure. They play Ponder. They shuffle. Scalding Tarn, which triggers the City of Traders. They grab another basic island. Okay. Show and Tell? What about a Thassa's Oracle? Victorious! 1-0. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. Did we just open a turn 1? Yup. Keep. I have no clue what Nicholas Beeland is playing, but I'm going to keep turn 1 Doomsday win hands. It's what I do. So here we are. Let's see how badly I can mess this up. City of Traders. Not ideal. Usually followed by Chalice of the Void. Or even worse, I don't even know if I want to say it out loud. Goblin. Okay. Turn 1 Karn the Great Creator. Well, that sucks. Liquid metal coating. They have 2 in hand. Edge of Autumn. Alright, I think we can still win this. Can we beat turn 1 Karn, the great piece of trash? Doomsday. Alright, so I think we want to put at least 1 force in the pile. Probably another Oracle. Let's do Island. I want to do a couple lands in case I have to sacrifice this. And is it crazy to do another Force of Will? Because I can double cycle into Force. I think that this is the pile. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me that there's a better pile, but this is what I can think of at the moment. Alright, so we're going to put the lands on the bottom. Oracle, and then Force. Pass the turn. Alright, so we'll cycle Street Wraith. Counterspell the liquid metal coating. So now we're drawing Force of Will for turn. Chalice of the Void. Okay. We're going to let this go. We have a cavern in our pile. Just letting go. The Karn this turn isn't even scary because all it can do is plus. Okay. Sure, you have an Ensnaring Bridge. Who cares? Draw. I'm pretty sure our top card is the Cavern of Souls. We will cycle Edge of Autumn. Or it's the next one. Okay. That's awkward. Pass. I don't care about that. That's fine. So they go to combat. They create a 1/1. And we'll go to 5. Now I will draw the Cavern of Souls. We'll name Merfolk. And we win! Take that, Karn. No one likes you. I'm sure your mom doesn't even like you. Garbage card. Okay. I mean, it might sound hateful, but I'm also just telling the truth, so I don't feel bad about it. Let's shrink that a little bit so we can actually see what we're working with here. We definitely want all 4 copies of Force of Negation. I don't think Vision Charm is meant for this matchup, so we're not going to bring that in. 63 cards. I don't think that this is a Daze matchup, so we can get rid of that. Actually, what if we just take out the discard spells? They're not great on the draw anyway. And this way we get to keep the extra blue card in our deck for Force of Will and Force of Negation. Another crazy person thought is to board in Shield Dread, but I don't think I'm that insane. Okay, actually, Vision Charm, if our opponent's crazy enough to play Torpor Orb, Vision Charm answers that. Take out the Grief. Alright, let's try this. Is this a keep? I think it might be. Am I insane? Alright, judge me later. We're keeping this. We have 16 lands in our deck. Granted, one of them is a Cavern of Souls. We have 4 Lotus Petals after that with 2 Street Wraiths. So, I don't know. That's like 22-ish hits. Turn 1 Trinisphere. We will remove Thassa's Oracle because we do have another Oracle in our deck. Draw. Okay, pass. We missed on the first draw. Lotus Petal. Rabblemaster. Nope. They're down to 1 card in hand. Can I have a Underground Sea? I may not. Okay. They pass. Oh no. Oh no. You're making me look foolish, deck. Come on. They drew another Ancient Tomb. There we go. Had it the whole time. I don't know why you ever even doubted me. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Pretty sure we could just build a Brainstorm pile here. So we want a Thassa's Oracle, some Lotus Petals, Street Wraiths, and a Brainstorm. Hold on. We need a Brainstorm somewhere in there. This looks good to me. So we're going to put Oracle on the bottom, 2 Lotus Petals on top. We'll draw Street Wraith for turn, cycle it, cast Brainstorm, drawing these 3. Yeah, that works. Pass. 2-0. Easy. Easy squeezy, lemon peasy. 3 more matches left. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Why mulligan when you can just keep? That's what we'll be doing. No force of will, but this Flusterstorm looks pretty solid. Obviously we have Doomsday plus Street Wraith, so we're into that. Island Go. Good grief. Pass the turn. Really, the whole reason to record this video is that every time you can just draw grief, you say good grief. Mountain. Good choice of basics, though. Love Saga. Let's go get a basic land. Thoughtseize. Another show and tell deck. Okay. Take the force. And they're passing. Alright, I'm going to fetch an Underground Sea here, not a basic. Alright, we want to draw something that plays well with one of these two cards. We did not. So I could cast Doomsday here, but then they can just Intuition. I think I'm going to Ponder looking for Dark Ritual. No such luck. We'll shuffle. Another card we don't need. I could guarantee that we draw a discard spell next turn. I think I'm just going to pass. Flusterstorm the Intuition. Because you might say, why not let it resolve and then they can show and tell? What if they just play Sneak Attack and this Flusterstorm rots in my hand? They still have an Otawara in hand that I accidentally crossed off. That's a Sneak Attack. Come on. Another Personal Tutor, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so I think I just have to play the Grief. Maybe I was supposed to play it last turn. We'll say Merfolk. Pair of Oracles, Street Wraith, Edge of Autumn, and then we'll put 2 Oracles in the bottom, and now we have to pray that they don't draw a creature. Looks like they're going to hold open Otawara, which... Hold on, I did this poorly. The Otawara buys them a turn here. I messed this up. Yep. So I'm going to play the... Oh, they just conceded. They didn't realize it, but the Otawara would have bought them a turn here. Okay. Works for me. People are just giving me wins right now, and I'm here for it. 68 cards once again. Cabal Ritual out. 2 copies of Lotus Petal and Edge of Autumn. 2 Personal Tutors, the Days. The basic island. So that's 59, so we're allowed to board a card back in. Bring the Personal Tutor back in. I think I might have left in Daze last time. I don't think Daze is particularly good in this matchup, but I might be wrong. Let's do this. I hate drawing double Personal Tutor anyway. No force, but I think I'm okay with it anyway. It's a hand that plays Magic the Gathering. Turn 1 Panda. An Oracle. We didn't really need that draw. I'm also going to Ponder. Here we go. That's what we wanted. If we absolutely have to, not that I want to, but if we need to, we can cycle Edge of Autumn for another force. City of Traders. Play the Delta Pass. Intuition. Sure. Okay, they're going for it. Sneak Attack. I'm going to Brainstorm in response. There we go. Get rid of the Edge of Autumn and land 3. We'll force a negation, the Sneak Attack, pitching Oracle. And I expect that they Force of Will here. They do. Pitching Brazen Borrower. Grab an Underground Sea. We will Flusterstorm their Force of Will. Playing combo mirrors against Doomsday is so unfun. Like, Doomsday is a combo that's so compact that they just get to fill up the rest of their deck with protection. And it makes playing the combo mirror just insanely miserable because you're like, okay, I finally found a window here. But Doomsday still has like 2 or 3 protection spells in their hand, plus they're always 1 card away from winning. It's just really degenerate. They have 3 cards in hand, and they have 3 Force of Wills gone, so they have 1 left in their deck. We will Thoughtseize them just to make sure they're not going to do anything. Atraxa. Let's get rid of that Brainstorm. Cast Ponder. There's our Grief. I don't think we want to keep this, though. We are looking for the namesake of the deck at this point. They played the Otawara, so they have Atraxa and a single unknown. Brainstorm. Hi-oh! Alright, so how do we do this? I think we get rid of the force in the... I can win if I go all in and disrespect them. I'm just thinking that that's not really worth it. So we'll play it a little bit more safe, I guess. We'll get rid of the diamond. I mean, I could win this turn, but it's just reckless. And why should we do that? Thoughtseize you. Alright, so they have a Misty in hand. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. 3060. 2 matches left. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Okay, match 4 on the play. Nope. I think that this is reasonable. You're supposed to bottom another Lotus Petal, and then the decision comes down to you ponder or Thoughtseize on the first turn, and I think I'm going to lean Thoughtseize just to make sure we don't get shut out of the game by a Trinisphere or a Turn 1 Gristlebrand. You know, this is Legacy. Anything could happen here. Okay, turn 1, and our opponent has kept 7. Misty Rainforest. We'll search up Underground Sea. Our opponent really waiting on this Misty Rainforest. Let's go. Come on. We'll grab Underground Sea, tap it for a black. Thoughtseize. And they're on Shark still. Well, we'll take that Brainstorm. Pass the turn. Just because you're playing a slow deck does not mean that you need to play slow. Fun fact. Basic Island. And they're passing. We'll take a draw. Okay, Delta wasn't bad. Cast Ponder. Don't need any of those, we'll shuffle. I think I'm going to pass. I'll cycle Street Wraith next turn if I don't draw into anything. I think cycling it now doesn't help that much. Our opponent's best draw here would be the card Standstill itself. They play Prismatic Vista and they're passing. Sweet. Fetch and our upkeep. Okay, take a draw, Thoughtseize. Cast it. Take the Force. See if we can cycle into Doomsday here. No such luck. Pass the turn. They search out another basic. They cycle the Shark Typhoon, which little surprising here. Because I'm at 12 life, I would have thought that they would have considered waiting just to make a slightly bigger shark to put me on a clock. They play a third basic and they're passing. You draw Grief. I mean, are we going beatdown here? Take the Supreme Verdict? Good grief. Enters the battlefield and triggers. They had double Supreme Verdict. How lucky. How lucky, right? I'm joking. Please don't take me seriously. We're passing the turn here. And they drew Chandra, so now they have double white? Jeez. Oh, that was a good one. Swing better, swing. Play Doomsday. Alright, so Cavern of Souls, Oracle, Ideas Unbound, Duress, and a Cycler. So, okay, we'll keep this. Oracle will go on the bottom. Whoops, undo. Oracle on the bottom. Edge of Autumn underneath that. Cavern, Duress, Ideas. Pass the turn. I believe we know their entire hand. Did you draw Standstill? Narset off the top. Wow. That was kind of an insane rip. They're getting back Brainstorm. So this shuts off the Ideas Unbound I put on top. We'll attack the Narset. Pass the turn. They Brainstorm. Flooded Strand. So they can cast the Supreme Verdict if they want to keep this Narset on the table. I feel like I built my pile wrong. Yep. So they have Mountain and one unknown card in hand. I'm going to sit on this Duress. Another Brainstorm. Oh, they probably fetched away the Mountain. And they're unwilling to use the Narset. My next card is the Cycler. I'm dead to a Shark Typhoon. I am not dead to that. Yeah, I just stacked my pile wrong. Pretty much the worst way possible. So this puts me to 3. Draw for turn. Duress. Clear the way if they have like a Dress down here. They're fetching down to 14. I mean, if they have Shark Typhoon, I'm out. No Shark Typhoon, okay. They use the Narset. Which is wise, because it doesn't matter anymore if I can't draw any extra cards. They find a Ponder. They cast it. They did not shuffle. Teferi Time Raveler, that's fine. They plus the Teferi. I go to 1. Draw the Merfolk. We'll name Merfolk. Blue, blue. Do you have Dress Down? Okay. That Narset rip got me, and we have received our first game loss. That was a tough one. I really felt like that got away from us. Bluster comes in. Mystical Dispute. Actually, we don't want Force Negation. We do want Duress. So not a speed matchup. We can take out 2 copies of Lotus Petal and the Cabal Rituals. Edge of Autumn. If we want a Pact Negation, which I think we might. The Vision Charm could work to beat the Narset if they have anything like Torpor Orb 2. Actually, I think I don't want the Pact Negation. I'm going to board that back out. Alright, let's try to not lose the Narset this time. I don't think this is even that good. Mulligan. This is technically a turn 1 if we want it. Bottom the Ponder. Watery Grave. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Resolved. Okay, so we definitely need an Oracle. Let's put a Daze in the pile. Ideas Unbound. Lotus Petal. And I think we get 1 random card. So let's talk through this. I go Petal, Diamond, crack for triple blue, draw Ideas. Ideas into Cavern, Daze, Petal. That doesn't work. Actually, I can. This does work. I take Daze, Petal, Oracle, and then Cavern is the random bottom card. Okay, so Cavern goes on the bottom. Oracle, Daze, Petal, Ideas, Petal, Lines of Diamond, sack for triple blue. Ponder, in response, crack for 3 blue. Ponder on the stack. Ideas Unbound. Lotus Petal. Look at my storm count. Pretty impressive. Oracle with Daze back up. Hey, we got a win on the play. That was a perfect game of Magic. Alright, game 3, resubmit. Game 3, I mean, I'm going to keep this. We need a black source and then like a dark ritual or whatever, but this hand seems fine. Mountain Pass, huh? Okay. And we have the Vision Charm, just like we, drafted. Prismatic Vista. What's going on here? Ponder. They do not shuffle on the Ponder. We'll take a draw step. I'll Ponder as well, just because we're looking for a land. I was planning on playing Brainstorm, but I think the play is now Ponder after we drew it. We're just really looking for land 2. We find it. And a Dark Ritual, wow. Pass. That was a very good Ponder for the home team. Just land 3, pass. Brainstorm. Let's see if I can get Grief back up as well. No is the answer. I don't want this Personal Tutor. We'll fetch. Try another Brainstorm. Fine. Pass the turn. They have their own. Land number 4. Narset. I mean, I could let this resolve, and then we Vision Charm. I think I'm just going to force it. I think that it makes my life more difficult by trying to play through it. Alright, and I'm choosing to Flusterstorm here, which might seem a little bit odd, but it's actually the better move because it gives me more mana next turn when I have a Wind Wrapped Up, because there's a Brainstorm on top of our deck. So it's just, this Daze is actually essentially a Pact to Negation right now, and I think that's just better. And now they're passing. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Okay. So we want Cavern of Souls, Oracle. We're going to be putting the Grief back. Street Wraith, Petal. I just want to think through this. So I'm going to cast a Brainstorm. We put back these two. We cycle twice, redraw these two, and then play Oracle. Is there a better way of doing this? Hold on. What if we Ideas Unbound instead? And double Petal. I'm just trying to think through this. So I Brainstorm, take Ideas Petal. No, this doesn't work. So if I do Edge of Autumn Street Wraith, what does that do? So let's say I Brainstorm in a triple cycler. I don't think that actually makes a difference. Alright, I'm going to click done. I think that this just works. Petal on the... Hold on, does this just work? I'm getting nervous about this. So I Brainstorm into these, put those two back. It doesn't work that way. Do I have to pass here? Edge of Autumn goes on the bottom. I think that this might work. Cast Brainstorm. So if I put back these two... No, that doesn't work. Damn. Because I cycle and I have 3 cards left. Ugh. Yeah, I definitely messed this up. If I lose, this is my own fault. Damn. Am I supposed to Grief then? Yeah, I definitely punch it here. This is so bad. Alright. I mean, I messed this up. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I messed this up so badly. And they have a dress down too. I mean, we have to take the dress down. I had a window there and I just threw it. Like, building a pile that wins there should have been very easy, and I just completely... I don't know. It was bad. We'll Daze the Teferi. We know that they have Red Blast in hand, so maybe they, like, respect us winning. But I can't actually beat the Red Blast anyway. Because I built the pile wrong. They play a Ponder. Yeah, we've lost this. If only I was better at Magic. This is what I was talking about in the deck tech, where I said 3 better players. All 3 of them would have won this game. Okay. Did they just give me a... No way did they just allow me to come back. No way. This is unreal. Unreal. I can't believe this right now. And they have Stone Cold nothing? I should write my opponent a thank you letter. Wow. Wow. I did not deserve this. We're 4-0 now. About to play for a trophy that we do not deserve. Max, Ethan, and Kai, I am sorry. I truly am. I am so bad at this deck, and we're just cruising. Let's go get a trophy, even though we probably don't deserve one. The Best Legacy Podcast? That would be Eternal Glory featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Cabal and Phil Gallagher. We're available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. The 5th and final round for the trophy. We're on the draw. We have a turn 1 Doomsday, and if we draw a blue card, that is Doomsday backed by Force of Will. There's 0% chance that I mulligan this. Let's go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Reanimator. They removed an Exhume. They took Lotus Petal. Okay. Entomb. For a Gristlebrand. Okay. Blue card? It was in fact blue card. Play out the Lotus Petal. We'll pass. They have 2 cards in hand. They pitched an Exhume to the Grief, so we should assume that they have another reanimation spell. And they just passed the turn. Okay, so we're going to put Doomsday on the stack. Doomsday! Alright, so this should be a pretty simple win. Even a dummy like me can make this work. We'll put double Oracle, and then just triple Cycler. Okay. Oracle, Oracle, and then the rest kind of just don't matter. Actually, I messed up. You're supposed to put a land in there to fetch, because one of the few ways you could actually lose this game is if they somehow get a Chancellor of the Annex onto the table through your Force of Will, and this would make it so we could beat a Chancellor of the Annex. So your bottom card, instead of another Oracle, should have been a land that you could fetch. So that's a small play mistake from me there. Like I said, I'm not very good with this deck, and we're cruising. We're one game away from a 5-0. Leyline of the Void, Force of Negation, Duress, Luster, and once again, you're supposed to take the control route in these matchups. So I'm going to board out the Grief. We will also take out the Cabal Rituals, take out one Edge of Autumn, take out the Island, the Cavern, 2 Lotus Petal. That's 61. 1 Personal Tutor. I think I'm fine with that. Submit. We're one game away. Unfortunately, I don't think we're allowed to keep this. Alright, so we'll mulligan. This hand doesn't do a whole lot. I think we're supposed to go to 5. To 4. Sure. Bottom Duress, bottom second Doomsday, bottom Lotus Petal. No Leyline. I mean, I don't know. We have to hope to draw Dark Ritual. Grief, pitching Grief. I'm going to Force of Will this. If they reanimate it, obviously it looks bad, but I don't know. I'm probably not winning this game anyway, if we're being realistic. They have 3 in hand. Ritual? Bummer. Underground Sea passed the turn. Another looting. That's a good sign for me. Unmasked Dark Ritual. Come on, deck, please give me Dark Ritual. Or even a Lotus Petal here. Entomb, they have 1 card in hand. Bristlebrand. So we have... I know that one of the petals is on the bottom, so we have 5 hits here. Bummer. Animate Dead on Bristlebrand. I'm going to concede to that. They're going to draw 14 cards, discard my hand. We're not going to be able to come back. Okay, so we're on the play for this next game. I don't think we're actually supposed to change anything. I think the real issue is we need to draw better. So that's what I'll do here. One of those hands I could have kept if we were on the play, but we were on the draw. It just had too many discard spells. This is fine. This is turn 2 Doomsday with Force backup. Underground Sea, Lotus Petal, Personal Tutor, grab Doomsday, pass. Unmask, sure. Force down. Faithless Looting. Alright, so no creature in the graveyard for them. We're going to play this Underground Sea and then put our namesake on the stack. Doomsday. Oracle. Oracle. Triple Cycler. Nice and simple. Actually, should I do an ideas pile? Because that way I don't have to sacrifice a land. Hold up. Alright, so I draw ideas. Alright, so I draw ideas for turn. Just need to make sure that I'm not messing this up somehow. Oracle goes on the very bottom. We draw those 3. Yeah, this works. Oracle. And then these. Pass the turn. Dark Ritual resolves. They have 2 cards in hand. They flashback Faithless Looting. So they need to hit Thoughtseize because they need a 1 mana discard spell here, plus Reanimate. Or double Reanimate, actually. This card just doesn't matter. They have 1 card in hand now. Play Ideas Inbound. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Cycles Tree Wraith. Blue. Blue. Thassa's Oracle with no deck. 5-0 trophy. We did it. I am terrible at this deck. We still went undefeated. That's how good Doomsday is. This is what I was talking about. Your average Doomsday pilots can win more. I'm not nearly, not even in the realm of Kai Sawatari, Max Carini, or Ethan Formulacea, and I just went undefeated. This is what I was talking about. That's why Doomsday is so good now. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I don't really have any thoughts on the deck list. Max's deck list seemed pretty good. But as a treat, let's open all, see what we got. And Murktide region? I don't think that's worth much money, though. I don't know. 85 play points, I guess? Cool. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Have a great day. Keep storming, all that good stuff. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.